Shalom, Chag Sameach, and Shana Tova to everybody. I want to talk briefly about the idea of Yom Kippur and what it is we're really praying for, and perhaps what we're looking for from God in assistance for today and for the days ahead. The Gemara in Rosh Hashanah says that on Rosh Hashanah the whole world is judged, and we are signed and sealed and delivered on Yom Kippur. What exactly we're judged for, it doesn't quite make clear. We often say, we talk about being inscribed in the book of life. It implies that you're going to live. It implies it's about health. There's another Gemara in Beitza that says that your total income for the year is prescribed from Rosh Hashanah. So perhaps this Rosh Hashanah also implies the amount of sustenance you will earn. It's not just in monetary terms. And this seems to imply that Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are a very important time for the year ahead. So there's another opinion in that Gemara that says, what do you mean you only get judged once a year? So on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, you're a good boy, and God is happy with you, or the reverse. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, you're not focused, you don't get it, so God gives you a bad judgment, and the rest of the year doesn't matter. It can be really bad or really good, and it's already set. And so there's an opinion that says, what are you talking about? God judges you every day. Every day, God says what you deserve. And there's another opinion that says God judges you every moment, literally. Not just what you do in the morning that counts, everything counts. So the Gemara then comes to ask and says, we've got a problem here. We have this idea that Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the center of the year. That's when everything is discussed. That's when everything is arranged. From Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So that sort of means that what happens on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is very important, and the rest of the year, just be a good boy, be a good girl. On the other hand, we have an opinion that says that every day God takes into account what we do. And that's all very nice, it makes good sense, and you've got to be a good person all the time. But on the other hand then, why do we have to go to this whole circus on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, of these long prayers and long synagogue services and all of this stuff, if in the end, it's sort of all the same in the end, it doesn't make a difference. Now perhaps it could be we're all just such frum religious Jews, we're not really sure. And so we do Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and we do everything else in order to make sure, well, it's probably one or the other. I don't know which one it is, and so therefore I'll do both. This seems a bit shallow. But the question is asked in the Talmud, and it says, every day we have prayers where we pray for financial assistance, we pray for health to sick people, we pray for spiritual support and leadership, and it seems that when we do this every day, it's not according to the opinion that says that Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are the center of the year. So how can that be? Maybe it really means that really Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur aren't the center of the year, because every day we get up and we try and pray to God. And we do it very regularly. So there's an opinion stated in Tosfot that says, you haven't quite read it correctly. When you look at the prayers for an ill person, in the standard prayer that you have in the Amidah, Refa'enu Hashem v'nei rafeh, heal us God and make us heal. Ki kel melech rafeh ne'eman ata. You're the king, the reliable, faithful healer. The prayer does not say, God, do not let me get sick. Do not let my mother, my father, my son, my daughter, my sister, my brother get sick. Prayer says, when people get sick, God, heal them. The prayer doesn't say, God, give us heaps of money. The prayer says, God, give us the money in good time. A great example is, if it's in theory preset from the beginning of the year how much money you're going to earn, then it doesn't matter. Right? You're going to earn the same amount. But even if it really is preset, as we know, the bills come on their certain time. If you get paid a certain amount of money, and it only comes the day after the credit card bill is due, the day after the payments you need to get made to pay your staff, it's like not getting paid at all. And so this is the concept. It mentions it in concept of rain. It describes how much rain you're going to get all year round for your fields, but you want to get it at the right times. It doesn't matter how much rain you get if you get it at the wrong times. And it's the same with all blessings. We recognize that money is an easy way to recognize it. Knowing how much money you get during the year is only useful, not as useful as knowing when you're going to get it. And that it will be around for paying bills or running projects or whatever it is you need it for. And it's the same with health. Apparently God has prejudged whatever the health difficulties in advance we're going to have. But the question then isn't, are we going to have them? Unfortunately, we've had difficult years of health. We've had some things come up that are difficult and troubling for us. But rather we're looking to God and perhaps to ourselves in our own performance and our families to deserve healing. To say, these things happen to us and we understand they happen for reasons that aren't always clear to us. But we're looking for healing. We're looking for God's support for ourselves and our mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and sons and daughters and nieces and nephews and uncles and aunts and so on to get healed, to feel better. And in this I want to therefore extend this one little bit more, and that's to say that we really need to understand why it is we need these things from God. It can be very selfish to say, listen, my back hurts, so God, I don't want to have a sore back. It's very nice, but it's very selfish. It's correct, but it's all about me. But the concept really is that it's either that, listen, I do things for other people, and if my back isn't as sore, I can do this better. And so rather than say, well, God, I want to be able to play golf better, or, be more comfortable sitting at the table playing bridge so don't give me a bad back. It's like, God, I've got a purpose to serve in this world. And the reason why I need to not have a bad back and to be healthy, to get up every day and do what I need to do, and to earn the money I do at work, and to receive all the blessings I'm asking for, and to receive them in a good time, not just at the wrong time, is because of all the people in the world out there, all the people who depend on me, all the people who, and again, they're not necessarily depending on me to eat or to live, but it makes such a difference that they're there. I can say for me, the most difficult part of living in Poland for all those years was the quantity of people who it didn't matter anymore. These people had children, they had grandchildren. Once or twice a year they met them on some holiday or some other time. And that was it, their lives were separate. You're all fortunate enough to have the burden of children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren placed on you on a very regular basis. And you've had this blessing as such. And that at times you doubt whether everything you're doing, it's the effort, whether God really thinks is worth all that effort for you. But then you see all of the others who influence you and you influence them. And then you realize why it is so important to be inscribed in the book of life. Why is it so important that God actually both gives you the right ruling on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, but then also during the year, why God should be helping you and helping your relatives and your friends. It's because you all depend on each other. And that when you're only by yourself, what you have is less important. So I want to wish everybody the bracha that they should have a special Rosh Hashanah, special Yom Kippur, together, coming together to make a new year that's focusing on the year ahead. We have this bar mitzvah event. We're moving into the next cycle of life. I have such a memory of coming from Israel for my bar mitzvah. And as such, it will be an interesting repeat performance to come so for this next bar mitzvah as we look to the next generations. And we see all that they rely on us for, not because they won't eat or won't live or won't have a place to sleep because of us. They're not depending on us for that. But they're depending on us for an extra level of inspiration and focus that they will pass on to their friends and family and children. And that's what we're here for, in order to make a difference for other people. Chag Sameach, Shana Tova. I love you all.